This past summer down the shore, I got this piece of driftwood. It's really cool. A lot of little valleys and pits and holes and everything else. I wouldn't be able to turn it on its own. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set it in this form, mix up some epoxy, fill it in, and it should be come out pretty interesting. So let's go ahead and get that done. So I'm going to go ahead and use up the rest of this. Hopefully it's enough. Alright, I poured it all out. I'm going to use this fluorescent red and some pearl. So, put a couple of drops of this fluorescent red. I think that's going to look dynamite in those little holes. If we could get a drop out of it. Okay, I'm going to try to get this in here. I'm sure this is going to absorb a ton because it's so porous, but I might have to make more than one pour. I'm going to tape it to hold it down so it doesn't float out. Pouring it in. Like I said, I'm sure that's going to absorb a bunch. I bet you by tomorrow it'll be like down to here. Alright, let's get it into the pressure pot. I had to cut the top of that log off to make it fit in here better. So now let's get it in here. It's the next day. Let's see how this came out. Well, it did quite the opposite of what I thought. It actually kind of sucked it in and overflowed and everything else. Oh, it looks empty back here. That's weird. Well, let's take it to the bench and see what we got. Yeah, so that's kind of weird. It actually, if you look here, it's like empty. And over here, it overflowed. And as you can see, it's all on the ground here. Quite the opposite of what I thought was going to happen. I thought this wood would suck it all in for sure. It looks like it's all soaked in pretty nicely. What I think I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this straight, put a glue block on this end, and just start turning something out of this. I'm sure, oh man, I love the little glitter in there. So I'll bring you back after I cut it flat and put a glue block on it. Awesome. Alright, when I cut it flat for my glue block, the bottom looks okay, it's got a crack in it. The top looks like it didn't absorb in all the holes. So what I'm going to do is a second pour. I made this not so fancy mold, and I'm going to hot glue gun this in the center and the bottom, and then just fill it again, hoping to fill all these voids. So that's what we're going to do. Alright, I'm going to mix up some resin and fill it up. Alright, so I did the second pour in this fancy mold. The first pour was like a fluorescent red with the pearl. The second one was like a blue, but when you look in there it kind of looks green to me now, but we'll see. So I'm going to go ahead and see if I could demold this, which I doubt. I went ahead and got this pretty flat on the sanding disc. And I tried to find the middle here the best I could. Should say the center. Then I made this glue block, and this drill bit fits right in there in the center of it. So what I'll do is I'll make a little hole here in the center, just a tiny little, just so I could indicate where the center is. So I drilled a little nib. The drill bit fits almost perfectly in this hole. So what I do is I could just drop it in that little nib, and I'm on my center mark. So let's go ahead and glue this up. We'll let that cool off for a few minutes, and then we'll get it on the lathe. I've mounted up pretty good. I'm going to clean off this cardboard and stuff, and then we'll see what it looks like. I have all the cardboard cut off. You could see the driftwood inside there. I'm going to start taking it apart. Start tearing it down. Let me get you closer, and I'm going to use my Axe polishing and restoring paste. So let me show you this up close here. I don't know if this will help. Can you see all the little glitter in there? You can see the red here. You can see some of the driftwood coming through. Here's, you can see the driftwood better on this side. This thing looks pretty awesome. Alright, let's start making the base and the stand for it.
So I have this piece of silver maple. I flatten the one side on my sander. I'm going to find the center. Put the glue block on there and get it on the lathe.